Like, I love this right here because,
Thank you, man.
you know, the art of rebounding, you know, for those who play basketball or just this term, it has a lot of significance to it. Like a rebound putback can win a game. Securing a rebound can win a game. You know what I mean? It could be you coming back. I'm rebounding from a setback, which I've had. You know, and I can't go without mentioning, you know, one of my setbacks led me to getting sober. You know what I mean? And I think being sober is one of the things that's helped me take on this second chapter of my life.
By your grace again, all washed up and cleansed from sin. No longer will the devil win. You've gave me victory.
Welcome to the Art of Rebounding, where setbacks become setups and your bounce back is your breakthrough. I'm your host, Harold Lefty Williams, former pro athlete, motivator, and believer in second chances. Each week, we'll dive deep into stories and strategies built on positioning, persistence, and purpose to help you rise, rebuild, and reclaim your next chapter. Now, this isn't just a regular podcast. This is your chance to rise again, and this time with purpose. Call somebody, text somebody, like, subscribe, share, let everybody know. Derwin Davis. My bro, we're going to put some respect on his name.
I appreciate that.
I mean, a bona fide actor, bona fide hooper. Wait a second. Let's say that again. Bona fide hooper. You know what I mean? But my God, my brother, man, give it up for Pooch Hall. Thank you, my guy.
Oh my God. I appreciate you.
I feel like I need like bells there.
You know
what I'm saying?
I'm glad we were able to finally do this.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you've been busy.
Been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah, well, a little bit.
So congratulations. I was saying it off camera, but congratulations on the record. Bro. You know, this is what it means to put your talent and what you've been working for your whole life to have a voice, regardless of whether it's basketball, acting, football, you know, politics, to have a purpose. And for you to be doing what you're doing, making sure people understand what it means to have a second chance, I think is a big deal.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
People are hurting right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just it's like for me, man, like No was my first, middle, last name. And just climbing to, you know, when you hooping, especially when you a hooper like I was, like I wasn't like some scrub, you know what I mean? Like coming through the ranks and doing what I do, and then to like, you know, hear a no or going to a vet camp and let go or go overseas, or, you know, just that whole song and the dance, and then becoming a globetrotter, you know, Harlem Dreams, so many things to where we are, and to, you know, entertainment with my children. And just, you got to find a way to peel back the roof.
Facts.
I mean, that's just what it is. Let's jump into it, because people see the glory, but they don't know the story. No. they don't know the story. You know, from Ray Donovan to the game to, what was it? Stomp the Yard 2.
Suits.
I mean, we can go on and on. Bro.
Yeah, man. I think before we start, you know, and I'm hearing you mention certain things as a dad. Once, you know, you establish your family, you have kids, and, you know, you're building your legacy, I feel sometimes parents don't get enough credit, especially fathers. And I mean, moms get credit all the time, and big ups to all the moms out there, you know, in the struggle, making it happen, doing it, you know, on the next level. But also shouting out dads too. And from the first time we met, you know, the first thing, you know, you mentioned to me is like, you know, you're there for your kids, and you had some visions, and you had some, you know, want to help them become, you know, what you think that they can become. Like my dad used to say to me, whatever you do, be the best at it. And I think having your parents behind you is so key. And I'm talking really behind you. And, you know, when I saw you guys, you mentioned when I ran into you guys at the grocery store, like you guys were that family, a close-knit family, to where I saw the camaraderie and then the love you have for them, and then them looking to you as the, you know, the patriarch, and then Mrs. Williams being there, like it warmed my heart. And then having whatever input that I was able to give at the time, because sometimes it's like you don't know who you're gonna run into. But for me, it's always about being your authentic self. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, Pooch is one of the coolest actors," and you know this, that, and the third. And I want to make sure like people understand like where I came from, like humble beginnings between my mom and my dad. My dad had recently passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. And my mom passed away like 17 years now, and my dad recently passed away. So like I never forget where I came from and what they taught me. You know what I mean? And growing up, I grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts, and so my claim to fame first was boxing and football.
Okay.
But, you know, I always stood out rapping in the locker room, making people laugh on the bus. And so I know what it means to be a part of a team, but then I know what it means to be an individual where you can't count on anybody but yourself. It's like me and him in the ring. And 23-0 as an amateur fighter. Yeah, people don't know I throw those things for real. But it's a side of me that it's almost like this. You don't have to walk around dribbling the ball. You can hoop.
Yeah, facts.
You know, and I've hooped with you a few
Yeah, no,
times, so
these
he
are
can
facts.
go. He can go.
Hold on, I don't want to interrupt you. Peter Parker, if you're listening. Because you know.
Who, Tom?
Pete, yeah. You know, if you're watching, continue, Pooch. Anyway, go ahead. Let him know.
Are you talking about Tom Holland?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Peter, who you seen the other day. Pete, in the gym.
Oh, Pete.
Yeah,
Pete. Oh,
yeah.
Pete, bruh.
That's your camera right there. Go ahead and tell him.
Bruh. Okay, if you're going to play, you better come lacing them up.
Yeah.
Okay, don't be playing like, you
He
know.
walked in with the J's, but he ain't get on the court.
And you trying to represent the Jordans? Come on, man. Come on, Left ain't playing. He's not playing. Okay, I seen him get upset when it was point game.
Let him know.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to
Yeah,
what you said.
man. But with that being said, I think that we were all blessed with some talent. And I think that it's important, even as black men, to make it a point to solidify a place in this world as some sort of voice or inspiration or influence. It's our job. And I never got caught up in a lot of the BS that they talk about. Like, I was never a victim. Anything that I wanted, I went after it. And my dad taught me certain skills. There's a lot of things that I know how to do based off of watching him. And like, I really, really appreciate my dad whenever he would work on it. My dad could like work on cars, he cut hair. He drove tractor trailer, like bulldozers. My dad did it all. He could cook. He was a military guy. So he passed those things off to me where it just made me multifaceted. So it gives you layers that are important as a person. So when you go out there, even if I didn't know it, I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. And so boxing, football, it was what it was. But I always had this gift to entertain, make people laugh. I was, you know, I got labeled class clown at school, Brockton High School. Shout out to all my people out there in Brockton High. I was just back, my guy David Wedge, who, when I fought, I used to fight out of Petronelli Stable, which was home of Marvelous Marvin Hagler, super middleweight champion. David Wedge just wrote a book called Blood and Hate, a great book. He interviewed me for it based off of coming up in Petronelli's gym that they're finally trying to do a movie on Marvelous Marvin Hagler. with Sam Rockwell. They bought the rights to the book to play.
Wow.
He played to play Goody Petronelli. Goody Petronelli was in my corner with my dad for the Golden Gloves. So that was, we got interviewed by the ABC or NBC, whatever at the time when I won, and I feel that I was destined for greatness. My two inspirations as far as boxing was Hagler, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones, and my heroes Bruce Lee, of course Michael Jordan, and Muhammad Ali. And I felt that when we shoot for the stars, even if you don't make it there, you'll make it close to it. You see what I'm saying? And it's yours to lose. Whatever you set out to do, it's yours to lose. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like where even as people are growing up, you have a credit line until you mess that credit up.
Yep.
But if you don't mess your credit up, you can do a lot of things having great credit. So I think that's what God gave us is a credit line to where you mess your credit up by bad choices and not learning from it, and or doing stupid things or getting involved with the wrong folks. And that's one thing my dad did not play was I want to make sure that I'm giving you good tools to be able to take care of yourself as you grow up. And that's one of the things my dad used to say. I want to raise good men. And so
Well, they say raise your children so you can spoil your grandchildren.
facts.
So you don't have to continue to be raising your children
Facts.
and
Facts.
raising your grandchildren.
And it's hard. You as a dad know, and there's a lot of elements out there that don't want us to be successful or try to take our kids away from, what we're trying to instill in them, and whether you want to call it the devil or, social media or just drugs, bad elements. So we're always fighting.
Yep.
We're always fighting. So going through the ranks and stuff like that of life, all types of different things happened to me growing up, and that gave me so much layers that I always heard, you need to be on TV, you need to be in movies. I just never knew how to go about it back there, because it's a small town, blue collar town.
How far is that from Springfield?
Oh,
Because I just was there.
almost 2 hours.
Okay, I filmed 6 episodes at the Hall of Fame during the Hall of Fame.
That's what's up.
During that
Yeah. Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah. I still haven't been. I hear about it all the time though.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
They got an area with Kobe, just for Kobe, on the second floor, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man. It was so emotional.
Bro.
I busted a U-turn real quick. Big bro Antonio Davis said, "Is you all right?" I said, "Yeah, man, I just can't." He said, "Thanks for the heads up," and he busted a U-turn too, just because it was there's so much to deal with. It was a lot.
Bro. Throughout my so for me, my guy is Jordan. But I've met Kobe many a times.
It's 1 and 1A.
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, for sure. And when Mike retired, we had Kobe. And so I get frustrated when I feel like he's being disrespected, like he didn't, but that cat put it down. Like that cat has a whole lineage of just greatness that people seem to glaze over, because I'm like, wait a second, before we even talk about that, we got to talk about Kobe.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that because, I knew him in a sense, just through the industry and stuff like that. But I also modeled my work ethic after guys like him.
A lot of us did.
And Jordan, to where if I didn't get that audition or if I didn't get that part, I'm gonna study my lines longer. I'm gonna try some, different choices or what have you, whatever. And that's kind of how I went about my whole acting thing. I know I'm kind of jumping around.
No, you're fine.
But
I wanted to ask you something too, but go ahead.
So I feel my dad laid the foundation as I was growing up, becoming a man, that I was able to take, some of those attributes into what it is that I like my career, what I ended up settling in as far as being an actor, and my story's not done. And you book a job, right? Let's say you book a job or you made the first cut. Some people are like, oh, well, you got lucky. Then it's like, he made the second cut. I got another job. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. And I'm not even talking about somebody who's hating on you. There's certain people, not everyone believes for whatever, whether they're pessimists or, whatever. But then when you actually prove yourself, like not only did he make the team, but he's starting. Not only did he make the team, but he's starting, but they have several plays for him.
Now what?
Facts. And now they're in the playoffs, or what have you. And I'm using basketball as an analogy, or even as a metaphor, in the sense to where, when you keep showing them, and whether they don't believe or eventually they come around, at that point in time, you've proven it to yourself that you can do it. So at that point in time, it doesn't matter what they think.
That part.
You dig? So as long, and I'll say this to anyone who's got a dream or trying to accomplish something, you must believe in yourself first and foremost. Not just say it. Like sometimes people say, well, we got to say it and put it out in the universe. You have to believe it. You have to live it. It has to be a part of your being to accomplish what it is that you want to set out to do or what have you. Because in Hollywood and in sports, sometimes the setbacks can be catastrophic in the sense of where, like, well, since I didn't make the team, I didn't get that part. I don't want to do this no more, or I suck, or something like that. You start,
and you see that all the time.
Facts.
Like you see that all the time. But I wanted to ask you, what was the biggest room that you walked in and you felt like, this is it for me? I booked this role, but it just didn't happen for you. Oof. And how did it make you feel? Okay, I'll give you an easier one.
No, that's a great question, though.
No, it's the same question, but I'm gonna phrase it a little different. What has it been? How was it going into the game role, or the Ray Donovan role? Like, did you leave both of those rooms when you walked in for those shows? Did you leave like, yeah, I know I did that?
Well, let me. So to your question, it's almost like it's got three parts to it.
Okay.
So I was doing my thing. Throughout the acting world and what have you. But the first room that I went in that was somewhat intimidating was, I've done tons of commercials. Small parts in movies, just small stuff, but I did a lot of national commercials. And then so finally I was in New York with my agents at the time, and they was like, you got to get to LA, because I was going on tape for stuff in LA, but I wasn't booking. And so at the time, the difference between LA and, like, let's say New York, so in LA, you can go to an audition and there will be Michael Mann, or there will be Jerry Bruckheimer, there will be like Antoine Fuqua, and you're like, and sometimes they don't let you know. But then sometimes you'll know, and then it may mess with you. And so I did this pilot presentation called Miracles Boys that was based off of the book by Jacqueline Woodson. It's about three brothers who grew up in Harlem, whose parents died. I dropped out of college to take care of my brothers, and my middle brother was in youth services, and then I had the littlest brother, so I had to take care of them. And so Spike picked up the project.
Oh, wow.
And then they did, it's Spike and Nickelodeon, and I get a call, and they said, Spike wants to do Miracles Boys. And I was like, for me, I'm like, do the right thing. I'm like Jungle Fever. I'm like, yo, that's dope. And I'm thinking, I've already played the older brother, Tyree, whatever. And they said, well, he said you have to audition.
What?
Bro. So shout out to my dogs, Sean Nelson, who was from The Wood in the corner, and Halito, who was in The Wire. Those two, we became brothers on that set. But so the only one who got the part was Sean.
Wow.
So, Sean's been in the studio film with the Wood, then he was in the corner, and Sean Nelson's a dope actor. I feel he's super underrated. He's a good brother too. So he was the only one who got the offer. So me and Halito, I've only done commercials, and Halito, he danced for the Knicks, and then he had a few small stuff, right? So I moved to LA to fly back to New York to audition for I already played Tyree in the pilot.
Wow.
Oz Scott directed it. And as an athlete, when I think you'll be able to relate, I felt disrespected.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I felt disrespect a little bit, right?
Already starting.
Fam.
Bench?
I fly back, and I'm like, yo. And then there's all these other no disrespect to other actors, but for me, I was like, I'm coming to kill everyone in here.
I'm him.
But I was a little pissed at Spike because it's almost like, what, you didn't see the skills?
Right.
And I said, now I got to show you. Now I might have to embarrass you a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking from sports metaphor.
Yeah.
Spike's cool. So I walk in and I'm seeing the fear on all the other actors doing their lines and stuff. And I'm looking around, right? And as a fighter, as a teenager, I fought men.
You smell blood.
Yeah, but I don't get intimidated. No man intimidates me, right? So I walk in, and now mind you, Spike is like 5'5" or 5'4" on a good day, but his aura is giant.
His aura is 7'2".
Yeah, bro. Yeah, tearing the rim down type stuff, So we go in there, right? And I was on one, bro. And there's a table, all the producers and stuff. And Spike is so small. He's sitting there, and I went up to him. I gave him love. And I don't know, but it just. I'm like, to me, it just felt like a little kid kind of to me.
Right.
And I shook his hand, whatever, and I looked at him, right? And he said, okay. And I lit it up.
Yeah.
I lit it up. And so then they brought some other dudes in there. So me and Halito, Sean stayed in the room the whole time. And me and Halito, we were kind of like, man, I said, yo, wouldn't it be whack if I flew out here and then had to go back? It's like, I said, how were they having this audition? I said, but I appreciate the talent. I appreciate the opportunity to. I said, at least this is how I looked at it, and this is like what I meant about humble beginnings. I said, I can at least say that Spike saw me put it down.
That he saw me.
That's it.
It's like being in the arena and seeing him courtside. At least he came.
He saw me.
Play.
He saw me.
Yeah.
He can't say. He can't say, he didn't come to play. Nah, bro, I'm leaving. I did triple-double, 30, 30, 14 and 12.
Yeah.
That's some good numbers right there.
Yeah.
So we did our thing. And then they tell. So we go back in the room. Sean stayed in there the whole time, and then Halito and myself went back in there, and they sent everyone home. We didn't know that they sent everyone home.
Gotcha.
I think it was Jackie Carmen Brown was our casting director. And then with that being said, they said, these are our guys, these are our Bailey boys.
Oh, wow.
So we were like, yeah. So then we talked to Spike, hugged and all this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da-da. So fast forward, I got to go through the Spike Lee boot camp where we did all this rehearsal, whatever. And I left that project. That's when I got to work with Nas. Spike has so much respect in New York that it's almost like these are like my nephews type of thing. So we got a lot of love. And then they did a huge blast. We were all over it.
I hope that you are enjoying the Art of Rebounding. Do me a favor. I need you to hit that subscribe button. Also need you to like, comment, share. Do it for me. Do it for your boy, Harold Lefty Williams. Always remember, dare to dream. I'm going to show you how much respect Spike got, period. We had All-Star Weekend in Cleveland. We have been trying to run into him for a minute. We got mutual, my brother, Alan, they friends. So we're in he got his headphones on. Yeah. We're in Barclay.
Okay.
We're in the suite.
Uh-huh.
And texting Alan, like, the Knicks are playing
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm texting Alan, like, EJ wants to meet Spike. He's seen Spike come through. So he's like, all right, hold on, let me. So he's like, the marketing team didn't want us coming down.
Okay.
It was everybody who
In New York at the time. That's a big game.
everybody
New York and Brooklyn?
was everybody's at the
Yeah.
game. I'm talking about everybody. Fat Joe, Meek Mill,
Yeah.
everybody's in the building.
No, I get it.
Nicki Minaj, everybody.
Yeah.
So he's like, he may come up. Spike may come up. They wouldn't let Spike come up. So, because obvious reasons. If he's walking through, that's everybody's wants the Spike.
Yeah.
So EJ's like, I don't want. I'm like, relax. If God wants you to meet Spike,
Yeah,
you're gonna meet
it'll
Spike.
happen. Yeah.
All-Star Weekend in Cleveland. We coming through, go to our seat. Spike sends the security to come get us so he can take a picture with EJ. In the middle of a timeout, All-Star game, we're on the court, he's taking the picture, dap him up, and go back. That's the type of respect Spike has. So I'm just letting you know, I understand what you mean when you say
bro.
the respect.
Yeah, dog.
Because he got it.
Yeah, for sure. And I learned a lot. He made me a better actor, working with him. And he don't play like for the art itself. He's for real. So fast forward to I'm doing stuff in LA. I'm booking small stuff. And the momentum of Spike is carrying itself in other auditions and projects and so forth. And I come across the game. And I didn't get it at first.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like the pilot was shot, and my man Aldous Hodge played.
The pilot
Derwin.
was shot without you.
Yeah, it was shot. It was shot without me.
I did not know that.
Yeah, bro. It was shot without me and Brittany Daniel, who played Kelly Pitts.
Yeah.
It was two different actors. Who one of them is my man, Aldous Hodge, because we all kind of came up together. Myself, Aldous, like, Mike B, Edwin Hodge, Chadwick. Like that was like my class.
Right.
And so Aldous got it. And I remember I went in for it. They brought me in for Derwin. Then they had me come back in for Malik. And they said, nah, they said he's Derwin. But like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I could have played Malik. I don't know. But I ended up playing Derwin.
I think the Derwin character was great for you, though.
Bro,
man.
here's the thing. So Aldous, shout out to Aldous, because Aldous is killing it right now. So I didn't get it. And I'm sitting here going, I played football in college. I was like, these people, Hollywood don't know athletes. I was just like, bro. I was like, I played football, this, that, and third, right? So there was one time I went in for a football there was Omar Gooding had got it. They said that I was too little. I didn't look like a football player.
Right.
But that was for it was the ESPN show. But they said I didn't look like a real football player. I was small. And I was fast. So I keep it moving. And they shoot the pilot. I see the pilot. And I'm like, I couldn't understand. Let me tell you something for you people who are actors and so forth. You can get directions. You can get the wrong directions and do an audition wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, but this is what I was told, and da-da-da-da-da. And it wasn't by Mara. So they shot the pilot. I saw it, and I was like, that's what they wanted. It just didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on nobody's performance. It just, I was like, I don't know. So anyways, keep it moving. I get a call from my agent. It says, Pooch, do you remember the game audition? I said, yeah. I was like, that's the football show? They was like, yeah. They want to see you again for Derwin.
What?
You're going to get this. For me, that's the kiss of death. I was like, man, don't bullshit me.
Right.
So he's all right. Well, we're going to do a work session first with Suzanne Goddard-Smythe, who was our casting director. But they want you for this.
Right.
And I was like, all right. So I go back, I'm working with Suzanne for like almost 2 hours on the Derwin role.
Wow.
No one else did, it's me and her. And we're going through it. Bro, I don't understand what I wasn't doing right or what have you, but I left that work session with a headache.
What?
On God, bro. I said, I don't want this role.
Wow.
I said, I don't want this role. I left with a headache because it's almost like you're making a choice. I played football in college. Yeah, I didn't make it pro, but I was like, I don't know how this would be any different. I don't know how this performance of what it's written is going to be what it's not making sense to me.
Right.
So I'm trying to do it like you're telling me to do it, but it doesn't read that way to me. So she says, we'll bring you back tomorrow. I was like, all right. So I was just like, I talked to my agent. She's like, how'd it go? I said, I don't know. I said, to be honest with you, I don't know if I want this role. Now, I hadn't done a show before, and I did Miracles Boys, but that was a mini series.
Okay.
And it wasn't this. This was like show. So I go in, I had a suit on. And so Mara goes, it's me, Mara, and casting director. So Mara's like, she's like, all right, and I did how we were training to do it. And she's just like, I feel like you're holding back. And
wow.
I'm sitting here like,
You got the wrong note.
this is what she's telling me to do, Mara. Like, she's like, take off the jacket. Bro, I had one of those. Remember them Steve Harvey joints? Remember the Steve Harvey jacket?
Yes.
And the athletes was rocking them. They was mad long and stuff. Like,
I hope everyone's enjoying the Art of Rebounding podcast, because if you are, you're really going to enjoy my new upcoming book that's on the way. You guessed it. It's called The Art of Rebounding. Head on over to theartofrebounding.com to join the waiting list today. Always remember, dare to dream.
you know, I think even Jalen Rose, when he got drafted, this long ass suit,
one,
bro.
yeah.
So I had one of those on. I thought I was stunting in them. You know what I mean? I was black and she was like the Matrix. She said, take that jacket off, right? I was okay. So I loosened up. She said, loosen up, relax. She says, Derwin is, she's like, play it real. She said, play it real.
But you were able to connect it to the class clown. Were you able to bring that to that?
Well, bro.
Because your character was funny as hell.
Yo, Mara is such an amazing writer. When she said play it real, so now leading up to this, sometimes people think, not say sometimes people think, but sitcoms for the most part are set up, joke.
Yep.
So I'm thinking it's set up, joke. But Mara's going, no, this isn't that. This is real. And I said, okay. She says, just relax. Just tell me. Just like, bro. It was like, oh, the clouds parted, bro. Action. Brrr, boom. And she's like, and so I'm seeing Mara's eyes, and her eyes mad big. He's like, all right, let's do scene 2. I was like, brr, 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 brr. She's like, yes, that's Derwin. Da, da, da. So I'm seeing, and I'm like, I'm hoping it's not gas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, all right. She's like, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do it for the people. Blah 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 blah. Right? I said, okay. So I hit up my agent, Marnie at the time, and I said, she said, how'd it go? I said, I guess it was cool. She's just like, oh, I feel that you're gonna get this. Da 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 da. So then I get the call. So they said, no. Before I got the call, I called Aldous. I said, bro, and before I even said anything, he goes, I know. I said, do you know? He says like, yeah, but just because they're reading other actors doesn't mean I'm not gonna play Derwin. He said, I prayed on it, and if it's for me, this is what he said to me. He said, if it's for me, it'll be for me. He says, but go in there and kill it. So, like, I got nothing.
That's so dope,
Yo, bro. Aldous and Edwin are my dude. Look, we used to hoop at 24 heavy, and we were in the entertainment league, the whole NBA entertainment
We need
league.
to bring that back.
Bro.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Man.
So it was just great camaraderie and just networking. I mean, shout out to Shane Duffy, the commissioner of the NBA E-League. Let you know. I mean,
Bring it back.
Yeah. So he said that, and I said, okay. I said, out of respect for you, and plus I'm East Coast, so even in the East Coast auditions, bro, we would chop it up, but not chop it up. I'm trying to sabotage you.
Right.
We connected. We peoples. LA's different. LA's like, why are you talking to me? I'm like, I'm saying what's up.
Just saying hello.
Yeah. I'm not from out here. Yo, go do your
Like,
thing.
no, you're trying to take my
Bro, we can do a podcast on that. We do an episode on that. You know, and whether they're trying to sabotage you or they think you're trying to sabotage them, which, you know, falls under the umbrella of
Either way.
insecurity.
Yeah,
So here's
facts.
the deal. So he says, okay, kill it. I said, okay. So I get a call from my agent. They said, okay, we got, it's you and another actor that's going in for Derwin. You're reading with Tia. I was like, yo. I said, okay. I'm like, all right. So I don't know who the other actor is, but I know Tia. At this point in time, she's sister to me.
Yeah. She's a star within her own.
Yeah, right. And shout out to Tia. She's one of the hardest working women in show business. She's doing a thing. Her and Tamara, you know, that's their family. So we go to the UPN building on I think it was on Wilshire Melrose, and I go in the building, and it's a huge building, beautiful building, and T is there. And I said, hey, this, that, and the third. You know, we're talking. And it's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I saw you in the pilot. Yeah, blah, blah. And I'm kind of like, she's royalty to me and, you know, whatever. Then the elevator opens. So I'm sitting on the couch. It's like a couch here, couch right there, another seat in the lobby. Elevator opens up. It's Chaz.
Whoa.
You know who Chaz is, right?
What are you talking about?
He auditioned for
produ-
Derwin.
Oh, wait.
Trey Wiggs.
The second person.
Trey Wiggs.
Whoa.
So I see them hugging and shucking and jiving. I said, I said, they trying to play me again. So I'm thinking
man.
they mean in Hollywood.
Right,
I said, nah. I said, you guys don't know who you messing with.
This is my role.
Bruh. So I'm looking at them, right? And I said, nah, you're going to sit here and try to, like, hit me with the okie doke. Meanwhile, that's who you going with. Because Trey Wiggs, he's darker than me. And I said, and all this is darker than me. And I said, maybe that's kind of where they going. They just want, like, a wild card, whatever, another option. And then her, like, Tia and Chaz was on Sister together. So they got this little chemistry thing going on. All of a sudden, they're talking. It's literally like high school, bro. And I'm saying, I said, F out of here, bro. I said, man, I'm going to go in there and light this room. Then I'm going to go hoop for 24. Like, bump these cats, bro. So I go in first. No, first they bring Tia in. They bring Tia in. So I'm sitting there. Now, mind you, I've been killing this role. It's almost like breathing at this point. Now it's breathing with an attitude, but a competitive one. So I go in there. They say, action. There's 3 scenes. Boom. Scene 2. And the whole time, Mara's like this. All happy and giddy, right? I said, you don't fool me. Scene 2. Boom, 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 boom. Scene 3, I do it. I had a little flubber with the line. Ba, 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 boop, ba, but I still killed it. I said, oh, Mara's clapping. They all clap. And then, matter of fact, Steve Stark, who is one of the executive producers, the first thing he said when I walked in, he says, I didn't have a problem. I was just like, nah, it's cool, fam. I said, I get it. I said, you picked the wrong guy. I said, well, the right guy's here today. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to all this, but that's just friendly, competitive.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
So I go outside, right? And they bring Chaz in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in there, and I'm an East Coast cat.
Me too.
You dig what I'm
I'm
saying?
from Jersey.
Right. I don't sweat none of y'all, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to let me know so I can bounce. You know what I'm saying? So he goes in there.
You can't hear nothing.
I hear no laughter. Well, I mean, he was in Set It Off, so I was like, maybe he's more dramatic. So Tia comes out the door. She comes out, so she making this face like, and I'm like, oh, he messed up. And I go, Girl, I said, don't try to play me.
Right.
I said, y'all out here hugging and kissing, man. I said, that's your guy. I said, I know they going with him. It's all good, though. She was, no. He kind of messed up. And I was like, yeah. I was like, missing with that bullshit. I was like, yeah. I said, this was fun, but, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So Chaz comes out. So we sitting in there. So it's weird, with these, feeling situations. T is already on the show.
Yeah.
So Suzanne comes out, casting director. She says, okay, guys, you guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in. You guys were great. We'll be in touch. And I'm like, all right, well, there it is. And then she was like, Pooch, Tia, can you wait a minute?
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh. And so Chaz was like, and he had the look of like, he's like, all right, y'all. Good luck. I said, all right. And
although we've come
yo, bro, I love Chaz, bro. But like,
to the
bro,
end of the
bro,
road.
it was that look, and we as actors know what that is.
Yeah, no, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's happened a lot throughout my career, where they say, can you wait a minute?
Yeah.
And it could be anything, bro. It could be like, hey, I don't want you parking in the parking lot next time. When you come. It could be anything. So we go back in, and they go, they want you to do the scene again, the one where I flubbed up the line. Would you mind? I go, nah, let's go. And I was like, okay, it's like take two. I think I set it off even. I lit the whole, nothing but
more.
gun smoke, bro. When I left, it was gun smoke, because it was like I did it, and it was like a drum sequence. And then I was just like, oh, and Mara was like, yeah. And it was probably like 15, 16 people in there at the time. So I was like, all right, cool. And at that point in time, I wasn't nervous. I was competitive, and I was ready. And at the end of the day, I was like, hey, at least I got the screen test or whatever you want to call it. So, matter of fact, it was not the next day, the following day. I'm on my way to 24 to hoop. Mara calls me on my cell. I was like, whose number is this? And it was Mara's. He said, you got it.
Wow.
And it didn't quite hit me. And then it hit me, and I just got tears in my eyes. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I came out here to do, because it was more money than I've ever seen in my life. An episode for 22 episodes. So school loans, car payments, all about to be paid off. Okay? Throwing some bread to the moms, dad, boom, boom. So the game was what it was. We got canceled. It came back, and there's a whole bunch of things in between that. But when the game went to BT, it was out of here.
Yeah, it just took off.
And all of a sudden, because it was the timing and the concept, and there was no show like it on TV. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kenya, Kenya Barris, who's one of our executive producers and writer on the show, and we were on the CW, so he took a formula of sitcom situation, and then he went and created Blackish.
Yep.
And then he crossed over with it.
Which
so,
my bro was on, Alan Maldonado. Shout out to Alan.
Oh, word? Okay. So with that being said, he got the crossover. He got that Cosby type of well, you in the club now. The game, we stayed on the CW, and then we went to BET. We got that cult following when BET. As a matter of fact, my man Lay, who was a hooper from Chicago, he was on focus groups. He told me they was bringing the game back. He was on the focus group, and I was like, nah, it's over. And I was on Accident on Purpose at this point in time with Jenna Elfman. And that's why I was making network money. I was like, nah, I ain't bringing my agent says not bringing it back. He goes, oh, bro, they bringing it back. And I was just like, I don't know. And I said, well, who's the focus group? He said TNT, or either TNT, I think it was TNT or FX, and BET were bidding for it.
Dang.
Yeah. So I told my agent. My agent's like, nah, it's not coming back. And I was like, okay, well, sometimes we get word on the street that they don't know
They
yet.
don't even know.
They don't even know. So it came back, whatever, and then after that, the game was out of here, bro. And just the love that we got, and that's how I was able to get cool with a lot of athletes and just tons of folks. Fast forward to, I killed it on the game. My contract had ended on the game. They were negotiating for because it was an option, they were trying to get me back over there, but it didn't work out, and I booked Ray Donovan.
Yep. Which was amazing.
Thank you. So with Ray Donovan, I read it right out the gate. I see Liev Schreiber, who people don't know Liev Schreiber is. He's Sabretooth from the X-Men, and he's been in tons of stuff. That's my bro. I said, oh, this is the league right here. Yeah. This is the league. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Meanwhile, they were negotiating on the game to get me back for the next season. So what happened was they were negotiating, and my team said, okay, here's what's going to happen. Pooch is going to either book a movie or another TV series, and you're going to lose him. Yep. Because they wasn't coming correct from what my people was telling me.
And sometimes they don't always believe that.
They don't believe that. Bro, I went in there.
Trust me, I know.
Yo,
but
family.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
That's facts. And sometimes people make mistakes and it works out for the other person, or sometimes people go with they say, okay, I'm gonna take a chance, and it doesn't pan out, and then sometimes those chances turn out to be like, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we signed you, Left. So I go in there. So this may even be a trivia question sometimes in Pooch's world. I got my 2 auditions that I got while they were negotiating for, I think, season 6 of the game. Because I had signed, when the game came back to BT, so we did three seasons on the CW and then 2 seasons, but it was a 3-year contract over at BT. So my deal was I had 1 guarantee and then I had a network option.
I like that.
Yeah, well, that's my team did too. But BT, they wanted the 2 guaranteed network option for other folks. But I was on a show. I was on Accidentally on Purpose, so I kind of had leverage, and that's kind of how my team played it. So I was kind of like, man, I like working over here on CBS with Jenna, who's awesome, by the way. And so if that doesn't work, I'm going. So I was in a win-win. So Jenna's show got canceled. I went over there on the game, and then I did the 2 years. So they were negotiating. So they weren't stuff. There was some some stalemating going on, and my team said, well, as a good agent, we're going to send you out.
That part.
And I was like, it was almost like, I don't want to go back out there.
That part.
Bro. It's different. Well, now you look out there and it's literally like, Walking Dead.
It's cold outside.
It's cold outside, bro. Before, there was abundance of work. So I just know when we were working on the game, I'm playing, bro, we shooting in the Falcons. Like, I literally was a pro football player for real when I was on the game, dog. In Atlanta, the original series, Black series, I like to say it's a great series made of Black actors, but Atlanta said, here's the key, and love. It's almost like, it's so funny too. I'm not sure, you may know this, I'm not sure if you heard this, but people who may not have heard this, when you are killing it in Hollywood, everything's free.
Everything.
Here, you're like,
Everything.
I was gonna. No, like sometimes you'll hear actors give big tips. Like you hear Keanu Reeves will give like a $200 tip. He's probably giving you a $200 tip because the meal was free. They comp the meal. It's crazy. Right. So whoever that waiter is, trust me, I get it. That's a nice tip that day.
Let's for time's sake.
Yeah.
Let's bring it to you kill Ray Donovan. That goes. That did 6.
We did.
7 seasons.
It was 7 seasons. It was 7 seasons and a movie. Yeah.
And then you come to a show that I was on. I stopped being on that show because my children wanted to act.
Which one?
Familybusiness.
Oh, the original.
I was in
OG?
season 1.
Oh yeah.
So me and Clifton Powell. Yeah. Shout out to Clifton.
Huge shout out to
Funny,
Clifton.
by the way.
Yeah.
But you're in the family business.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Tell me real quick, what is that about? And then I want you to encourage somebody, because there's so much that people don't understand. I'm not sure I've ever heard you talk about some of this stuff publicly, this whole process. I've never heard it. You were on my bro podcast, which I'm a producer, by the way.
Oh,
Don't
word?
Play the game. But I didn't hear this.
Well, it depends on what questions are asked or what the theme is. That's
part.
why when we were talking,
Right.
like, I love this right here because,
Thank you, man.
you know, the art of rebounding, you know, for those who play basketball or just this term, it has a lot of significance to it. Like a rebound putback can win a game. Securing a rebound can win a game. You know what I mean? It could be you coming back. I'm rebounding from a setback, which I've had. And I can't go without mentioning, one of my setbacks led me to getting sober. You know what I mean? And I think being sober is one of the things that's helped me take on this second chapter of my life. And so going to Family Business New Orleans, created by Carl Weber, where, again, another brother who's had an opportunity to get something greenlit based off of him putting time in to write a book. You know what I'm saying? So write a book, get that original IP down, and then, make sure your concept's hot, and then you possibly could turn it into a movie or a series. And, I think Carl went about it as like, I'm gonna write some dope stories, some black stories. And so it caught on, and Ernie Hudson's my guy, Michael Jai White, Darren, those are my dudes, So Miss Pickford, like, these are my people. Like, we've worked together, we've known each other. And I think that Brandon T. Jackson, Brandon and I have known each other for years. That's another class that we came up in. Chadwick, Mike, Yvette Nicole Brown, who plays our cousin. Like, we've known each other for forever. I think she had Thanksgiving at my house, but and she recently got married. I love seeing good people win. You know what I mean?
What's going on? I hope everyone's enjoying the podcast. Listen, I have a brand new hot honey that's getting ready to come out. That's right, you heard it right. Hot honey, Harold Lefty Williams hot honey. Listen, when flavor meets fire, legends are made, and this is what we put together. I've teamed up with Creative Fire Kiln and Kitchen, and we came up with the Honey Bee Hotness. This is amazing. Shout out to Creative Fire Kiln and Kitchen. Thank you for the opportunity to have this collab and have my own Honey Bee Hotness. For more information on this, go to honeybeehotness.com. honeybeehotness.com. Like, share, comment on this episode. Hope you're enjoying it. Now back to the show.
Like, even your son, like, cream rises to the top, but you come from good stuff. And so being on that show and having the opportunity to show a different side of my acting skills, huge shout out to, like I said, to Indy Brown and Carl Weber and Trey Haley for believing in me.
Trey's a dope director.
Yeah, bro. Underrated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to them as a better actor, producer, writer, playing this character and showing a different side of me. And we're waiting to, find out when we shoot season 2. I mean, people are asking for
That's
it.
going to go for a while, bro.
Yeah.
It's
a no-brainer. It's a
good show.
Thank you, bro. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, bro.
And so with that being said, we're waiting to do that. I'm also writing and creating stuff. I'm working with Dominique Wilkins right now on a project that I wrote, an original piece. And we're just looking to, you need the first person to say yes. You know what I mean? And with all the content that's being created, you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and giving yourself an opportunity to be in the game, no pun intended. Because, as you're acting and your kids are acting, you're also building a production to where, you know what, we're catching fire with this. I might want to spin it off, and maybe we're gonna open up an original series, or that's how it goes.
That's how it works.
You see what I'm saying?
Man, you might be speaking something into the atmosphere.
But that's facts though, because when you sitting on the talent, it's kind of like this, right? I got my starting 3. I just got to just draft 2 more. We got a championship caliber squad. You know what I'm saying? So but having that understanding of how it works, and then having the patience, and then surrounding yourself and getting the right people who complement what you already have, it is a no-brainer, because the way that the industry is evolved, people who keep talking about, man, I should, or whatever, it's like the opportunity's there. It's just like, are you believing in yourself
that part
to make an attempt? Because a lot of people would ask me, so Pooch, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying to get on, blah, blah, blah. Then sometimes it's, what are you not doing?
Let's take that time to come off of that and help somebody. What are you not doing? Because someone's saying, I don't have the funds to relocate to LA. Do you not see this economy?
Right.
Someone said, well, I don't have the funds to relocate to New York. Do you see this economy? But what would you say to that person who, you know, because with today's technology, you got to use what you got.
Yeah.
What 30 seconds, what would you say to, that's your camera, what would you say to that person?
I think some information that I will share with you or whoever else is listening, first and foremost, you have to be able to listen. I think that's key. To be able to understand what it is that you want to do, that you look at the steps, not the end result of like, well, I want to have the dope car, I want to have the big house, I want to have the money where I can kind of like do all this, make it rain. That stuff can come, but if that's why you're trying to do it, you're never going to make it. But if you're trying to, let's say, work in our world, or anything that you want to do and be great at, that's just the key thing. You got to be great at it, and there are steps. Just like when Jay says there's levels to this. So first and foremost, it's believing in yourself to do it. Now, do you really believe that you want to do it? If you really, really want to do it, then you will take the necessary steps. You will educate yourself, and you will do the things that people don't want to do. Sometimes it means reading. Sometimes it means you have to wait and watch, and then see how you fit in using the formulas that you're learning, and then applying yourself. And then you have to make sure you're okay with people telling you no. Because they say no doesn't necessarily mean it's no. It can mean a not right now.
Facts.
So you determine where and how far you go. And it starts with believing in yourself and then applying yourself. We got to put in the work. No one's going to give you anything. The gifts and all that stuff comes when you don't need it, when you're already doing your thing. You see what I'm saying? But I think it definitely starts with believing in yourself, and then figuring out where you fit in this whole game of life, and being a good person. But you got to be able to listen, because sometimes people will give you the gems, but then it's not what you want to hear. So you're like, well, no. I just gave it to you. Yep. But now that you're trying to listen, you want to hear something else, it goes to show you don't listen. And it's not a slight. It's just a person who's done it before. I can pick up when a person doesn't understand, or he's not listening, or she's not listening. So at that point in time, I'm not going to waste any more time on my time, because I got kids. I got to take care of my kids, and they doing their thing. But I'll give it to you, because how I got here is the same thing which we were talking before the podcast started, when I said to your son and I said to you guys, it's taking that time to give some kind of tidbit or something positive that you can take and say, okay, let me apply this, or let me just process what was said and let me go this way. Because it can just be motivation to say, you know what, I didn't want to read that book, but now I'm going to.
Now I'm going to. Listen, when you met us, we hadn't taken off yet. We were like on the cusp.
Yeah.
But it was like what you're saying, like he was experiencing and they were experiencing what I've done the national commercials. I mean, my kids have done tons of commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is, here comes another. And it was to the point where they wanted to turn around. And, you know, when you met us, it was just like, we're almost right there. And then right after we met you,
Well, you know, an overnight success is 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, when I got the game, like I think Spike, I think I did Miracles Boys. It was like I was 7 or 6 years in.
Wow.
And so
So you would do.
I was due.
You would do.
And the commercials and all that stuff happened. And what it's doing for people like us who, whether you're playing sports, we're playing sports trying to get to the league, or I'm trying to win the super middleweight champion of the world, or
Or
win
the
a chip
Emmy
from-
or the Oscar,
yeah.
whatever.
Well, even before that, we're trying to do that, but in a way, we don't necessarily. It's not like your parent. It's not like your uncle is Denzel or your grandfather is James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
You were athlete. You was playing. You was hooping. So when your kids come in, whether they're playing sports or what have you, but when that opportunity comes, you're going off of just work from the muscle of, I know what it means to work as an athlete. So that work ethic, I'm going to teach you. And then I feel we have an opportunity that we can kind of like, why can't he do that? And it's like the same thing, whether you're teaching him, how to shoot the ball correctly or how to, cross over with his left. It's like, we're going to do these lines and learn this monologue, learn to hit your mark, and, bada boom, bada bing. So that's kind of what it is. But first and foremost, you have to believe both people, because sometimes a child may not want to act. They want to.
I didn't want my children in this business. I said no for 3 years. And then they finally, my wife said, you're telling everybody else to dare to dream. You gotta, let them do it. So I said, well, if they want to do this, then they're going to prove it to me. I started having them come in to introduce themselves, simple slating. And I would boo them, not because it was horrible. I had to put in their mind, no. I had to teach them rejection, because I can't go in that room with them. I'm a protector by heart. I can't go in that room with them. So if I can teach you how to deal with, rejection at a young age, when you walk in the room, nobody cares about that. We leave the room. That's it. We on to the next. You either want to get the audition or win the room. That's how I teach my children, because you might not be a fit for that, but they'll remember you. Hey, you know what? Let's get So that's how it is. But anyway, I could talk to you forever, man. You're my bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Been knowing you for years, and I just really appreciate you for just your authenticity.
Thank you.
Thank you for your healing journey, my healing journey, and how we're just helping other people, and you still keep winning. And I'm looking forward to, you standing on that platform one day holding that Oscar, because you're a phenomenal actor.
Thank you. I appreciate
Drama,
it.
comedy. You know what I'm saying? You might have a stand-up in you.
No,
You might.
What,
You know what I'm
comedy?
saying? No, I'm
No.
yeah.
No, I used to do a little funny bit.
You're funny.
Yeah, I mean,
And I mean, you're not, I don't even think you try. Like, you had me rolling the other day, bro.
what, the gym?
Yeah, bro. Like, you had me rolling, bro.
Yeah, man. I just listen. There's nothing I can't do, and I feel like if I put my mind to it,
That part.
But there's a flip side to that coin. As you know, certain people have gotten arrested for certain behavior that's been, questionable and so forth and so on. People who we grew up on, and there's a side to this business that is dangerous.
Yep.
And I'm saying that not to discourage people, but to make sure people understand how important it is that you have a relationship with the people who loved you first, like your parents, because there's things happening out there in the world, in this industry, that just is evil. And I think for me, at this stage in the game, and there's a lot of actors who are no longer with us, like Chad was my guy, and he was such a great dude. And I miss him, I miss him because I think based off of what he's accomplished and him getting that opportunity, he's shown that we can do it. It's not no disrespect to Denzel, like we know Denzel. Denzel's Denzel to us, okay. But the new class, like,
next?
yeah. So, Mike's doing his thing. Shout out to Mike. It's for me, like, we all came up together hooping. We were the same flag football team together, and I just know that there's a side to the acting game that's the show business part.
Yep.
That at any point in time it gets scary.
Yep.
Or you have questions. Just know that especially the people who have great parents and stuff, share everything with your parents.
That part.
And no is a powerful word.
Yep.
But just know sometimes saying no can mean whether you go on to the next level, or get this job. Keep your integrity.
That's why I move the way I move. That's why I'm the way I am. And people be like, people say, they quick to say, man, Left don't play.
Yeah.
He don't play by his family. Well, duh.
Like, should I not? Do you hear what's going on out there? No, I love my kids.
Yeah, that's my kids, man.
You know what I mean? That's me.
Everywhere, there I am. Like, at all times.
Facts.
I don't even let people mic my kids. I let them use the pole.
Boom joint?
The boom joint. Yeah, I let them, we've been fortunate. Shout out to Saladin Patterson. Shout out to Lee Daniels they gave EJ the opportunity to one of the years. We've been fortunate not to, be on a really bad set, so to speak. Now, do things happen on set in terms of, like, maybe some people don't get along, or people have a different way of how they approach a scene or whatever. Yes, but we've been fortunate, to kind of like, we just move a certain way.
Yeah.
And my family know, here's how we move, here's what we do. My kids are super duper professional.
Facts. And
you know what I mean?
14?
He just turned 16. He about to be 17 now.
Oh, dang.
Bro, EJ met you. I think EJ might have been 9 when he met you. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Almost 7 years ago.
Golly.
Yeah, about 7 years.
It was like evening time too. It was like nighttime.
Yeah,
something.
nighttime.
Well, to that point, as you guys are right there, do not ever, not that you are, but never be afraid to be like, I gotta speak up for my child. We keep it respectful, we keep it classy.
You already know that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We keep it respectful, keep it classy, but to let people know.
As my wife is interrupting.
Don't try these ones.
That part.
Don't try these ones.
I promise you. So promise you. They know. I promise you.
Listen, this smile wasn't always there. I see. Like, don't let it be point up.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
let it be point up.
Listen, man.
Yo, ball up.
Yeah, you
Check
already.
ball.
Yeah, you already know, man. But it's hard. We gotta go. But
Yeah, bro.
it's hard because that's a different hat,
Yeah.
and it's hard to turn it off. And when I'm in that mode,
Especially when you've done it.
yeah,
Especially when you've done it, man.
I'm not about to let somebody take the last shot.
Nah,
He ain't
nah,
never
nah,
even,
bro.
Come on, bro.
Because the reward.
You ain't never been in that situation.
Listen, right? I understand, and the thing about what we were talking about this today because we hooped today. Today was a real good run. The reward in pickup is staying on the floor. That's the championship.
Yeah.
How many games you run? Man, we ran 4
Close that door,
games.
please.
We ran 4 games. They're like, whoa. They're like, y'all must have had a good team. We did.
Yeah.
And that's like the reward when you're at that point we're having fun and playing pickup with guys and having a good team. It's the same thing like in the league when you have good chemistry and a good team and it's balanced and we work the ball around and we all know where each other needs to have the shot and so forth and so on. There's no reason why we should lose.
Nah, that part. Listen, I know you're not losing no time soon. Shout out to my boy Pooch Hall for coming through for
Thank
your boy.
you.
I appreciate you. Finally glad we were able to make it happen.
For sure.
And shoot, we need to I'm speaking into the universe. I'm looking forward to seeing your podcast.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
let's just go on and put it in the atmosphere because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, bro. Listen, man. We should do this again.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
And like now that I know, then I can start tuning in, man. And
Yeah,
you know, I
facts.
can't wait to see.
Well, you've
who
been
else you
busy,
get
bro.
in.
Like I don't never take it personal. You, Malik Whitfield, my bro Rockstar. I don't never take it like everybody living their lives and
Yeah.
doing their things and support their family. I never take it personal ever. I'm like, it's
Well,
gonna
you know the
happen when it's
game.
supposed
You know-
to happen.
you know how it goes. Yeah, bro. It's love,
It's gonna
man.
happen when how it's supposed to happen. I already know that it's love. It ain't on no pump fake stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And who knew it was gonna be as powerful as it was.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Well, that's it for today's episode of The Art of Rebounding. Remember, the fall isn't what defines you. It's how you rise that writes your legacy. Whether you rebounded from a loss, recentering your purpose, or just learning how to stand again, know this. You're not alone. You are not alone. You were made for more and you were built to bounce back. Until next time, keep showing up, keep positioning yourself, keep pushing with purpose because your rebound, it's not just coming, it's already in motion. Find me on social media at The Art of Rebounding. And if you want to, follow your boy, Lefty Williams 42. I'm always down to hear more about your comebacks and see how you're able to position yourself to bounce back. And if you want to follow my boy Pooch Hall, your handle is?
I am Pooch Hall on Instagram. I am _Pooch Hall on Twitter and official Pooch Hall on Facebook and Marion Hall on Facebook. Yeah, those are my handles, man. I'm out here.
Perfect. There we go. Until next time, always remember, dare to dream.